Well, hello, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying my coverage of this title. Sorry for the small delay. Um, so round three of the Open is just being completed. Of course, there was a 40-minute weather delay earlier, just a couple hours ago, but the players are just finishing up. So I mean, it's right now the story is still Rory McIlroy, and I mean you're going to hear that name. You're going to hear it all weekend. I mean, you're going to be able to see one way or the other whether we see history by him climbing up even further into the depths of the unknown, into even further under par. Of course, he set a record today by getting to 13 under par. No one's ever done that. He posted the record after 36 holes at 11 under. No one's ever been that. Well, 131 total. No one's ever had that total before after 36 holes. His closest pursuer is Young Un Yang, of course, of South Korea. He didn't start the game until he was 19 years old. He actually skipped military duty to practice hitting balls. He actually started by hitting rocks with a rod of bamboo. I believe is what I've heard. Very very talented man. He is 6 strokes off the pace. Um, and then you get to the pack at 2 under. All of the pursuers there. Now we have this is interesting because these guys at 1 or 2 under, they're technically tied for third, which is usually you say they're in contention, but they're in contention only if McIlroy decides to crash and burn, or I mean, if he technically maintains his position, there is actually a way for them to get up there and tie. But I mean, realistically, if any of them get to 5 or 6 under par total on Sunday, I think McIlroy has got to drop back at least that much. At least that's my hypothesis about this whole thing. You might, feign that hypothesis, but that is my hypothesis. So, I mean, well, I mean, we're seeing Sergio Garcia at 2 under. Okay, we haven't seen much of him recently. Of course, he had the putt to win in 2007 at the British Open. Zach Johnson, of course, won the Masters in 2007. Snedeker contended at the '08 Masters. Of course, lost to Trevor Immelman. Matt Kuchar has been playing hot. If I had to pick a guy that I thought could seriously give him a run, other than Yang, it would be Matt Kuchar. I mean, the guy has got a tremendous game. Um, I mean, if he could shoot a 68 or a 69 tomorrow to get up to 5 under perhaps or 4 under perhaps, I mean he's right in the championship. Further down the list, obviously, is Alvaro Quiros, Robert Rock, of course, with the visa problems. I mean, if you didn't hear about that. Heath Slocum, Ryan Palmer, blah blah blah. Nobody. There's Charles Schwartzel. Oh, he's at even. He came back 3 shots today, but he's still in it. Of course, at a tie for 26th position right now, uh, Phil Mickelson and Bo Van Pelt. Of course, Mickelson shot a 69 today after double bogeying the 18th hole, as did Rory McIlroy. Of course, McIlroy was just on fire today. He actually eagled a hole and he birdied 17, and I mean he got it to 13 under, and then he double bogeyed the last to drop back down to 11 under. Lee Westwood had a nice day. I said some of these guys had to have a nice days. Lee Westwood had a nice day. He was 3 under par today with a 68. He's at 1 over par. I mean, Steve Stricker had another nice day, pretty nice day. He was 200 today. He got it back to 2 over. He made the cut at least. Podrag, 2 over par today, not too great. Graham McDowell's 2 over. I mean, so the list goes on and on. You could really question as to Dustin Johnson made the cut on the number. I mean, but you could really ask, you know, Do any of these guys have a legitimate chance to win? I mean, when is enough? Well, the answer is if McIlroy goes out and shoots an 80 tomorrow, even a 4 over people have a shot still. Um, if he doesn't, then of course Yang I think is the only one. If McIlroy shoots under par at all on the weekend, I think he's the only guy that has a legitimate chance. Because McIlroy shooting even one under par means that the nearest pursuer other than Yang would be 2 under, at which point they would have to shoot 10 under par on the weekend, which is extremely unlikely given that the course is going to play hard on the weekend. Just say that. Now, if McIlroy is, say, 1 under par on the weekend, Yang would have to shoot 7 under. That would require an epic performance on his part. I just don't see it. I think McIlroy has to come back down 4 or 5 shots for, really anything. But who knows? Yang has shown a lot of mettle. I mean, he took down Tiger Woods. Let's not forget that at Hazeltine. Okay, so he could do it if any man could. I mean, he looked a little shaky today. He was hitting some hooks, but then again, McIlroy doubled the last hole. It all depends on just his nerve, and I really think he will come out tomorrow. And if he doesn't have a great day like he's had the last 2 days, I think he'll maybe be even or 1 or 2 over par, and that will definitely be good enough to have a lead, to have at least a 3 or 4 shot lead going into tomorrow, probably, but that might not happen. As for Mickelson, he's got to go pin hunting tomorrow. I mean, he's got to shoot about a 65. 62 would be nice. 65 would put him at 5 under. That would be 6 shots back if McIlroy shot even tomorrow. And let's say McIlroy shoots 3 or 4 over, then Mickelson shoots about 5 under, then he could possibly be within 3. As long as you're within 3 to 5 shots, you have a chance. Especially if there's only one player ahead of you on Sunday, anything can happen. So, I mean, basically, it's just a matter of guys trying to get within 5 or 6 shots of McIlroy by tomorrow. Right now, most of the field, even tied for thirds, are 10 shots back. Well, 9 shots back. So, I mean, that's what's got to happen. Okay, let's throw it out there. As for what do I think is gonna happen? That I'm less sure of, people. I mean, we've heard my predictions. I picked McIlroy. I have to stick with McIlroy, obviously, and I mean, he looked good. I mean, we know he has a tendency to hit that left hook, when he gets nervous, But I mean, even if he took irons, I mean, now it's just this strategy, right? I mean, do whatever you can, but don't shoot worse than 2 or 3 over par each day. I mean, even if he shot 3 over each day, he'd still be at 5 under. And you got to think, if we look at history, history tells us that Els won with a score of 4 under in '97 when this tournament was held here. I mean, that's the reality. Is McIlroy can shoot 274s in a row and still win this tournament. So I'd like to see here some more feedback. This is obviously my round 2 summary of this 111th United States Open. I'd like to thank you for tuning in again, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the near future. And have a good night, everybody, and see you later.